then, because I'm paranoid that nothing works, I jump into YouTube and make sure that it's actually working. Let me go to my videos in here, and where's live? There's live, and it says I'm live, and if I click on it, I should be able to go live and watch it, and then I can share the link. There's the link. And there we are. Yeah, it's a little delayed, but we're live. It's
Right.
just because it's streaming up there. Oh, what happened to that? Why did that video disappear? Oh, is it back? Oh, and I lost the Discord video. Why did it lose that? Now it's showing a picture of nothing in the corner. Uh-oh. I don't want that. Just showing a picture of that. Sorry. I don't understand what's going on here.
That's okay.
Showing a picture of my son in the corner, not a picture of me talking. Okay.
I can see you talking. I've got the video up right now. I can see you talking just fine.
On YouTube?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, let me know if it happens to drop to a picture of my son's leg before we go too much further, because that's what it's at right now for me.
Let me prop this up just so I can watch it as we go.
That's weird.
Can I do that? Oh, God.
It
So
shows it in
unprepared.
here is right. It just doesn't show it there is right. But why would my own YouTube not show me what I'm supposed to see? Let's drag this over here. Let's see if it does show me moving around on screen. Oh no, something's wrong with mine then. It's not showing me anything on my YouTube. Huh.
Weird.
That's weird. But you say it's working. You can see my face moving around and chit-chat. Oh,
yep.
There we are. Now I see myself again. Okay, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we'll leave it like that then. All right.
No worries.
So we are live now.
Awesome.
I have the thing there, the code. What's the word I'm looking for? The website. That's it. The URL. So I'm going to go drop that in your Oh, I can't go to your Discord. Shoot. It'll take me out of that.
Can you send it to me through the messenger, and I'll just do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Why did the TV just turn on?
Yep. There we are. Yes. Oh, right. Of course, because this is our message thing. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. So you can drop that
Okay.
in your Discord, and it should take it live for everyone to see.
Copy. Not that one. I want this one. Okay. Can you send it to me through the messenger, and I'll just do it? Tag everybody.
I gotta turn down the volume on my. I'm hearing myself through the YouTube thing. It's weird.
Is my typing sound too loud?
No, not at all. I can't hear it at all, actually, so it's good.
Perfect. All right. Tagged all the members, so we're good to go.
Excellent. Okay, so I'll get a notification soon that it's it is what it is.
Likely, yeah.
So this is Boundless then. This is a game that looks incredible, and I know zero about it, honestly. I know nothing about it, other than it looks beautiful.
All right. I mean, I'm here to teach you. I'm here to talk about it. I've got 3 cards I'd like to reveal.
Sure.
I don't know if anybody's... And the viewer count looks at probably just me right now, but still. Yeah, so however you want to do this, we could get started. We can hold off a sec.
No, I'm good to get started right away if you want. We can wait till we
Perfect.
see. Does it tell me how many people are watching it somewhere? 5 people are watching it right now, it says. So we should have 5 people on here.
Oh, perfect.
So
I guess I don't.
a good time.
All right, yeah, so let's do it.
All right, perfect.
All right, so I mean, we'll discuss. I'll start showing you cards just to say what they are and how to go about looking at them. So first, I'll start with the spirit cards. These are spirit cards. That was a cool little flip. So this is a spirit. Spirits are like the lifeblood of Boundless TCG. So think of it in the sense of like, I mean, it's kind of like energy in Pokemon. We'll say it that way. They grant special abilities to forms, which are the ones that go on these circles.
Okay.
I'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
There's 5 different types of spirits. There's the rescue spirits, there's the aggress spirits, there's protect spirits, boost, and then perfect. And I put that one way too far up, sorry. Perfect spirits with each of these having their own ability, perfect spirits encompass all of them in one.
Okay.
Every ability goes to the form in one card. So they're very powerful, and in which case we limit them to one.
Okay.
You can't play more than one.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the 5 types of spirits. They all go into this little deck here, which is your spirit deck. Probably should just kind of like do like this. Nope. My TTS novice level coming out here.
It happens even with the pros in TTS. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. All right. So on top of spirits, now that you got a gist of that, we'll talk about saviors a bit. So saviors is the one that goes on this diamond in the center, and this is an ever-present threat that your opponent has to consider. Opponent or opponents have to consider while they're playing the game. As of right now, these are the only 2 that are out. I'll be showing you a third.
Ooh,
wink.
Nice. Okay.
That comes out in Mythic Terrain. I think you guys will like that one a lot.
Awesome.
But these are meant to play against each other. They are perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but they are very close counters to each other.
Okay.
So
these
your
two
game
decks are
plan.
well balanced, in other words, relatively.
Yes.
There's not one
We've gone
favored
through
over another.
multiple.
Okay.
Exactly. We've gone through multiple iterations of trying to balance the cards. I mean, at the very start of them, they were overly unbalanced, like to the point where one was way too powerful and the other one was struggling to compete.
Okay.
But yeah, saviors, they have abilities, which if you look deeper into the card, you can see next to their named ability there, where it says Holy Breaker on this one.
Yep.
That's called their savior ability, and it's noted by that little golden orb.
Okay.
Savior abilities, depending on the ETI, which is the little section next to it, ETI stands for Effect Timing Indicator. They can be present all the time, or they can be activated on somebody's turn. And they don't need to be in a special state in order to do that. They just do it. Okay. You have to choose to do it, though.
Okay.
This one in particular, this Sacred Jago Spectrum, has 2 that are constantly present. So an auto ability is always active, and a continuous ability is also always active. So auto happens when a specific trigger is met, and continuous is just a blanket all the time.
Okay.
All saviors in that case, on the bottom of the text here, you can see during your act step 1, yada yada, they're boundless conditions. So in order for a savior to go boundless, they need to have a certain amount of spirits underneath them and meet a certain game condition. So in this case, I would need to have 3 spirits, including at least 1 protect spirit, and I would draw a card when I do so, which seems like a benefit. In most cases it is, but depending on the deck, it may not be.
Okay.
In which case I would go boundless, which is flipping it over. And when you flip it over, it has brand new abilities, more power, which is the indicator at the bottom, which comes up in combat. And yeah, it has different abilities that could really take an impact on the game. This one has more of a floodgate type ability, and also a very, very nice second ability, but underutilized in my opinion.
Okay.
All right, so I mean, now that that's a little breakdown of saviors,
Yep.
We'll go. I'll grab out a form for my deck. So forms are. We'll grab one that we both have. Our boy Ignistag here.
Ah, okay.
So Ignistag specifically is a level 0 form. The level of form. Well, first off, forms are the ones with the red borders.
Okay.
Excuse me. So forms have levels, and this one particularly is a level 0. The levels would be at the bottom of the frame. See next to the power indicator where there's like nothing kind of there?
Yep.
That would be where its level would sit, and it would be indicated by an amount of orbs that are sitting there. So I'll grab a level 1 for my deck just to show you. We'll grab out this one. So this is a level 1. See how that little red orb is there?
Oh, there on that side. Okay. I was
Yes,
looking at the wrong
yeah.
side. Yeah, okay, on the left there. I see. Okay.
So
That's a good visual
in
cue.
order for forms... Sorry, what were you saying?
That was a good visual cue there. It's
Oh.
quite obvious. It's not like it's some games try and use a custom iconography that gets confusing to me, at least,
Right,
where
right,
I don't
yeah.
have to memorize 13 different TCGs things, but it's simple. There's one there. It's not like, well, mine's fuchsia and the other one is puce, and it's like, oh my god, I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know what those colors look like.
Right, me either. That's why I mentioned them. So it's just a matter of count them. You got 1, 2, 3, or 0, right? Okay, that
Exactly,
makes sense.
exactly. Okay,
Okay.
so in order to play a form, you'd have to have an open form zone, which if you look at the what do you call it? The nameplate up at the top of the card,
Mm-hmm.
it'll show you the little diamonds next to the side.
Yep.
Those diamonds are indicated on the zone that they belong in. So you can see
I
them in the
follow.
center there. Yeah. So you could take this and you could put it on your form zone as long as you have an open one,
Mm-hmm.
and it would count as you playing that form.
Okay.
Level 0 forms can be played in an infinite amount of times in the turn, so long as you have open form zones and you have the forms in your hand to play it. In order to play level 1 or 2 or 3 forms, 3 is tentative, but that'll come later.
Okay.
So in order to play 1, 2, or 3 forms, you would have to sacrifice something. So in this case, I would sacrifice my level 0 to play my level 1.
Okay.
And you can only do that once each turn. Each player can only do that once,
Okay.
unless otherwise stated by a card effect. But you can't go back down. So if I were to sacrifice this level 1 for, say, a level 2, I'll just rip that out of my deck real quick. If I were to sacrifice this for a level 2,
Mm-hmm.
right, I'd put it in the drop zone. I cannot then take this level 1, say I had another one in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back down. I can't sacrifice this for that.
Okay.
Doesn't
It only
work that way.
grows. It doesn't shrink. It can only grow. Okay.
Exactly. So it's more of a risk that way. You have to really decide when you want to do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
I've been talking about the zones here, but I should probably note what they are. So here you have the main deck,
Yep.
which is the ones with the gold border. I'm trying to lift the whole deck up, and I can't seem to do it. There we go.
There you go.
The main deck goes there, which is the one with the gold outside here. The spirit deck goes on the left,
Okay.
right there. These are your command zones. I will explain commands after I'm done explaining the zones. The drop zone is where everything goes after it's been used, exhausted, killed, what have you. And the void is where your spirits go. That is your damage threshold.
Okay.
This is where you would find out who wins or loses. And the counter is just a nice little touch from Jeff. It does not show up on the game boards. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah. Not yet.
So
Might one day. You never know.
maybe, yeah, bring out the Kaiba Corp in this. Anyway, so yeah, I'll discuss commands now. So commands are like, how do I explain them without referencing another TCG? So if I were to discuss commands, commands are helpful cards that will further your strategy. You clearly wouldn't use a command that wouldn't help your strategy forward. You would definitely be doing it to move yourself forward, kill your opponent faster, affect the game state, help an opponent. That's something that you can do in this game.
Okay.
So yeah, commands would go in these command zones down here, which are the triangles,
Okay.
and they have that blue triangle or blue diamond just to,
makes
keep
sense.
that
Mhm.
nice and uniform. Once commands are done, depending on the command, it would go to the drop zone just like everything else.
Okay.
Jeff's deck here has a bound command. A bound command is one that stays on the field.
Okay.
So it would stay in the command zone until it does not, for whatever reason, it sacrifices itself. It was destroyed by an opponent. It was, what have you.
All right, that makes sense. Like a persistent spell sort of thing.
Exactly.
I think I can say enchantment because that's not tied to that one property.
Right. I don't think so.
it is. But I know what you mean. Okay. Yep.
I think artifact might be, so we won't say that one. But
No.
it's kind of like that.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that's really it. There's not much else to it. When it comes to combat, let's discuss combat, I guess.
Sure.
That's a pretty important game mechanic. So
Unless you've developed an incredibly passive game, which I'm sure there's room for out there. So
right, but
someone
don't
else
think,
can develop that, I think. But
I definitely don't think that's what this is.
No, not based on this artwork. It doesn't seem like
Right. I would
And
consider Boundless as like a strategic, aggressive game. It's by no means passive.
And I must say, sorry, mentioning the artwork. This artwork is phenomenal. Like it's something that like. Hold on, I have it really big on my screen, which is gonna look awkward to people. So I'll shrink it to card size so people can see. Like that, it just looks like it looks great. That's what sold me on this when I saw it on Kickstarter. I said this looks phenomenal. I really hope it's a good game behind it because sometimes you see that, right? Beautiful artwork and the game is lackluster. So that's why I really want to see it play. So it sounds good so far. So
cool. I'm glad you like it. The art is actually from our resident artist Quaviscoon. His real name is Mark, but his handle is Quaviscoon.
Okay.
He's incredible. I cannot thank him enough for everything he has done for this game.
And he's done all the art then, everything. Like nothing's by any other artist.
As of right now, yes. There's cards by another artist, by a few other artists. He didn't do the spirits. The arts for the spirits was done by a good friend of mine. But
okay. But all the character art, all the forms, I should say, are done by him.
For the starter decks, yes. For the starter decks, Mark has done all of it.
They're awesome. They really are.
I'll make sure to tell him if he's not watching.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, combat.
Yes. Sorry. Back to the actual game.
We'll discuss. Yes. We'll start the turn structure at that.
Okay.
So turn structure starts with draw phase. So we would draw a card from our deck. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, actually, timeout. Let's talk about pre-game setup.
Okay.
Obviously, all these cards that you see here, minus the ones that are here, in the form zones. I'll just put them back for the time being. So you would put your main deck in the main deck zone, you would put your spirit deck in the spirit deck zone, and you would put your savior bound side up in the savior zone.
Okay.
This starts off every game.
Okay.
Players would roll a die to see who goes first, so I'll just do a little quick roll here. I got a 5. Depending on what Jeff rolls.
Anyways, I got a 1. Right. It worked out perfect.
So I would get to decide who goes first, but I would clearly go first in this situation.
Sure.
So we would both draw 5 from our deck. Oh wow, it's like I've seen these cards before. So after that, we have a mulligan option. You can choose to put back as many as you'd like, and draw the same amount after you shuffle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep the cards in my hand because you already know what they are.
Sure.
You're probably looking at brand new cards over there.
I am. They're beautiful. I'm just showing them off to anyone who's watching because some of these are like this one here that I'm on right now, which I'm not going to tell you. Well, wait, you can see my stream. You know exactly what I'm looking at.
I won't stream snipe you, I promise.
No, you can because you could help me before I screw something up if we do an actual playthrough at some point.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Hey,
so you got that bound command. Sidea has a counterpart. Her name is Camilla. You will see her later. She's blue.
Ah, okay. Oh, I did see that one. That's gorgeous art as well. Like, it's just beautiful stuff.
Yeah, she's actually, like, they're both right next to your play mats here.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Anyway,
sorry.
So we both got 5. No, you're good. Yep. We would choose a mulligan. I think I'll just, whatever. I'll put back a couple.
Sure.
If I flip these before I put them down, you can't see them, correct?
Correct. As long as you hold them in your hand and flip them while they're in your hand before you put it down bring it out to the table.
All right, and I would shuffle, and then I just pick up 2 more.
Yeah.
And then after we've determined who goes first, I would start. We do draw on our first turn, so I would draw a card.
Okay.
And then I would draw a card from my spirit deck. So this is called the invoke step.
Okay.
You would go draw step, invoke step.
Okay.
And then after that is your act step 1, where you play your forms, where you sacrifice forms, where you play your commands, where you go boundless. There are act step stipulations behind when you can go boundless. There are some cards that go boundless in act step 2, but most go boundless in act step 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so after, say like I played this form from my hand.
Right.
And this is what I decided to do for my turn. Mm-hmm. Then I would go to my combat step. All players have to choose to go to the next step. So if I were to go say, I want to go to my combat step, you would have to agree, and any other players we have would agree as well. Because some people might have to, right, if you have like an effect that activates in the act step 1 and someone's just like rushing through their steps, you're like, well, crap, that sucks.
Right.
So everyone has to agree before we move forward.
Okay.
So if you'll allow it, I'm going to go to combat step.
For sure.
So the way damage works in this game, you would have, our saviors are equal power.
Okay.
Right? You've got 5,000, I've got 5,000.
Okay.
If I were to choose to attack you with my savior, I would just kind of do that. There's no tapping. It would favor the attacker.
Okay.
Each time. So if I had something here, say I had a form out, that had 5,000 power with no spirit, no damage modification or anything like that, no power modification, and your savior attacked it, it would die. It would get damaged and get sent to the drop zone.
Okay.
If I had my little guy out here, my little Ignistag, and I chose to swing him into your savior, which right now I can't do, but that'll come later. Excuse me. If I chose to swing him into a form you control, let's say that instead. So here, I'll give you this. We'll just rotate it around, right? With this one. Yeah. That was a little too much. So if you had that, for whatever ungodly reason, that deck would have that card.
Sure.
I would swing it into this, right? But since your power on this card is 3,000 and mine is 2,000, mine would get damaged and sent to the drop zone.
Okay.
If yours was bigger or smaller than mine, yours would get damaged and sent to the drop zone.
Go to my drop zone. Okay.
Correct. Yep, and after damage is Act Step 2, where you can do the same things you do in Act Step 1. Sometimes different things, like your Savior has an ability that can only activate in the Act Step 2.
You can send the top
Yes.
cards of your main deck to the drop zone. Then in the number of forms in your drop zone is larger than the number of spirits in the void, you may place one spirit from the void underneath this card. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
kind of like regaining life. That's
exactly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This deck is centered a lot around things in the drop zone and regaining your life. So if I were to do chip damage to you, you just regain it every turn.
I see.
More than likely. So like I have to try to hit you hard so that you have a hard time getting that ability. That's a strategy implement that anybody who's watching gets a nice little tidbit of.
Awesome.
Yep, and then after Act Step 2 is your end step. Some active abilities activate in end step, so that's why it's there. And then it would just pass turn to the next player. And the next player would start it all over again.
I see.
So
and there's no sickness when they come in that you play right away sort of thing, right? They can attack right away or okay.
Yeah, there's no summoning sickness. They come in, and once they're in, they can do whatever they can do.
Okay.
In order for a form, this is very important. I don't know why I didn't mention it before.
Okay.
In order for a form to activate its effects or attack a savior, that was my entire deck. Whoops. It would need to be spiritualized. So spiritualizing a card is if I were to have this spirit in my hand, spiritualizing it is to put it underneath the form or savior.
Okay.
They've got this nice little text box down here that you can put the card over it and still be able to read, in paper. In here, it's a lot easier. But so if this one specifically, if it were to damage a savior, I get to rescue one. Rescue is a game mechanic sort of like what your savior does. But instead of putting it underneath your savior, I would take a spirit from my void and put it in my hand.
Okay.
So it's like a rescue mechanic, Okay. That way the games don't go 5 minutes and then it's over.
Yeah, good point.
But in order for this savior, in order for this form to activate its effect, it would need to be spiritualized as well, because it says Swift during the act step if an opponent spiritualizes their savior, so the same act that I just did right there, except with your savior. You can return this card from your form zone to your hand, place the top card of your spirit deck underneath your savior. And it's got a secondary ability, Auto. If this card is returned to your hand during an opponent's turn, I get to draw 2 and then discard 1. So it's very beneficial in the early game. In the late game, not so much, because your opponent isn't really going to be spiritualizing their savior in the late game. Unless you've done some crazy shenanigans that I still have yet to see.
Okay. Can your savior attack without being spiritualized or no?
Yes. Okay. So I would not need to spiritualize the savior in order for it to attack. Okay. Same goes for yours.
Okay. It would only be to get the extra benefits of what spirits do, or extra abilities if they do things.
That's a good point.
Oh, right, with 5 spirits underneath it. I see that.
So spirits do not actually give the benefits of their effects to saviors. They all specify. They all specify if a form has a spirit underneath it.
It helps if I read the card. Okay, that's good to know.
It's okay. It's a common question.
For anyone who's watching, you have to read these cards to know how to use them. That's
read the cards.
Same as every other TCG. Unfortunately, I thought maybe someone had broken that mold, but I guess not. I guess that's still the hang-up.
I apologize. We're still gonna have to read these cards. Yeah. So, if you want, we can get started into a game.
let's give it a try. And if I play something wrong, let me know, and
Absolutely.
and I'll fix it up.
Just as a note, though,
Mm-hmm.
the TTS mod does load in all of these spirits.
Yep.
You can see we both have 17 card spirit decks. They're only supposed to be 15, but we do this so that you guys have the customization option of choosing which spirits to take out.
That makes sense. It makes sense because these are all the cards available to you, and it's just a matter of which ones to put in there. This sounds like a great way to kind of learn to play, right? Because you've got everything at your disposal, which makes sense.
That's the idea. So I'm going to take 2 out. I'll just put them over to the side here.
I will take 2 out as well, and I have no idea what I'm taking out because I'm new to the whole thing, but that's okay.
Quick read. Matter.
Oh, it's okay. I'll do it totally randomly. This way, if something goes wrong, I can just say, well, you know what? I took out 2 random cards. I had no idea what I was doing, so I can blame I can blame Lady Luck for it instead of myself.
Sure thing. Whatever floats your boat. All right, let me put these cards back in my deck. Yep, this is a novice at work, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there we go. I'll give mine a quick shuffle here.
All right.
All right, and let's roll this dice for real this time.
Sure. I'm going to roll this red
Game
one.
1.
No, I'm going to roll that one apparently because I can't grab the red one for some reason.
All right, I got a 2.
I got a 4.
All right. You want to walk through a turn, or do you want to defer to me?
No, let me see if I can figure something out. Let me see what I can do.
Good.
So I draw 5 to start, right?
Yep.
Then I draw another one to start my turn.
Yep, but you also get the chance to mulligan if you don't like the stuff that's in your hand.
I should have thought of that ahead of time, but you know what? I think this is okay.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I don't quite know exactly what everything does, so to me it looks okay because the artwork looks nice, and these are pretty cards. Except for this one, which when I eventually play it, you'll see it's gruesome if you read what it says on it, or if you read the lore behind it. I think you posted that recently.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Yeah, you know what card it is. I'm like, oh my god, it's terrible.
I think I'm actually going to keep my hand as well, so we'll just move on with this.
Okay, and then I draw 1 from the spirit deck, right?
Yes, you drew 1 from the main deck, right?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is your invoke step.
Okay, so now I can play anything down that's got 0
right.
cost,
I'm going to
things.
Quickly turn my phone away so I'm not actually looking at what's in your hand.
It's okay if you do. Honestly, it is because it's not going to make or break anything for
gameplay purposes. I suppose.
And it doesn't matter if I have 2 of the same card. I can play them both in 2 different. Because I can play both zones at the same time, right? Like I can just play 2 down.
Well, I mean, it would be 1 at a time, but just to keep gameplay easy to understand.
So I'm going to drop this one here because it's great art. Why not? And then I think I have one other one that I'm going to put here.
Sure.
So I'd have those 2 down. And then I can play a spirit if I have one, correct?
Yes.
So I can power up this one with a spirit, which does a form of this spirit underneath it gains the following effect. If this form damages a save, you rescue one. Well, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have anything there.
Right.
And then I would say I'm ready to move to combat, and you tell me if you're okay to move to combat.
Yeah, I'm okay to move to combat.
Okay, and then without tapping or anything like that, this is the only thing that can attack right now, right? Because it's the only thing that's charged up. Oh, and my savior, sorry.
And your savior, yes. But if I don't suggest attacking with this small one.
Oh, it's only 1,000. Yeah, and you're 5,000.
It's small. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to fake you out and not attack. Just pretend.
Right. That's cool. Quick side note.
Yes.
It's a good thing that you didn't, because in most instances, if you were to attack something with a larger power value, while you are spiritualized, if that spirit is damaged and sent to the drop zone, or sent to the drop zone in any regard, except for sacrificing, the spirits underneath it would get sent to the void. Oh. So you would be damaging yourself.
And I only have 7 of those, right? 7 is the count once we hit
7 is the threshold. Once you hit 7 in the void, you would lose.
All right. Yeah. Then I choose not to attack. In my infinite wisdom.
You can choose to move it if you'd like. You could put it underneath your savior. I'm not going to attack you for it.
Well, so hold on a second. If I up, what do you call it? Upgrading, evolving? What do you call it when you sacrifice to put another one in?
It's just called sacrificing. Yeah.
Okay. So when I sacrifice to put another one, that spirit is gone then after that, and it goes to my void.
That is the only instance in which case it does not get sent.
You literally just said that. Yes. Okay.
If you're sacrificing to play a card from the hand, the spirits would inherit that ability, or I'm sorry, the form that you're sacrificing for would inherit the spirit's ability.
So I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to leave it where it is. I'm feeling good about it.
Okay, cool.
So then I would go to the Act 2, which I don't really do anything for Act 2.
You didn't actually go to combat.
Oh, sorry. Going
Actually,
to combat.
I'm very sorry. A huge misplay, quote unquote, on my part.
Okay.
The person going first cannot go to combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I hate that. It's like I'm changing the rules on you right now.
This is like Kelvin Ball. You're making it up as we go. Hold on a second.
Apologies, friend.
No, that, you know what? I'm sure you've played a million of these games, and for you right now, it's just to rote. You're just saying, let's get through. We have to play test, which is very different than actually playing a game.
Right. Having an intimate relationship with a game and then trying to explain that game is really hard. It's like if you were to ask me about my cat, I go blank. She's orange. I don't know.
But you know all the quirks and intimacies of that cat.
Right.
That no one else
I can
knows.
watch her movements, and she knows. I know exactly what she's doing and why. But don't ask me to explain it.
Yeah, I totally understand. Totally get it. Okay, so I could not go to combat anyway. So I would do my Act 1. I chose to spiritualize. We skip combat, go to Act 2. I choose to do nothing on Act 2.
You don't want to do your Savior's ability?
Sorry. Once during your Act 2 step, you can send the top 2 cards of your main deck to the drop zone. Then if the number of forms in your drop zone is larger than the number of spirits in your void, you may place 1 spirit from your void. Oh, I see. So I would do that this turn so that the first time a spirit went to the void, I would just pull it back.
You would be able to pull it back, correct.
Okay. So yeah,
I
will do that.
Start the chain there.
Yeah, let's do that then. So I'm going to take the first 2 there, and they go upside down, or they go face up here, right? So you can see them?
Yeah, face up in the drop zone.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. You did not hit the things you were supposed to hit.
Oh, lovely. Oh, right, because it's only the one thing, right?
It's Akumated forms. Yeah, so the red-bordered Akumated cards. You hit a blue-bordered Akumated card and an Ignisag.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, this card's really good. The one that you milled.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
Okay, so interrupt now. This would be something I can play on your turn and my turn. Is that the idea of an interrupt card?
Correct. So it's one of the command types. Interrupt would be placed face down on the command zone first, and would have to wait until the next player's draw step in order to activate.
Okay, and by that blue symbol, does that mean that I have to spiritualize it with anything, or no? That's just to tell me.
No, that's just to tell you it's a command. Commands don't get spiritualized. You can't spiritualize them.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Good to know.
All right.
Excellent.
So that was your Act Step 2. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just pass the turn to you.
Sounds good. All right. So I'll start. I'll draw, and then I will invoke. If TTS allows. There we go. All right. I'll start by playing that gruesome card I think you were talking about.
That would be it. Yeah. Soul Snatcher.
And I will use its level 0 capabilities to sacrifice it for a level 1. I will sacrifice it for my Sacred Draco Ruby.
Oh, because you can do that right away, right?
Yes, yeah. There was no...
You
didn't have to wait on it.
I see, okay. All right. I learn as we go.
I am going to spiritualize my Savior, so I'll just move it over for the time being.
Yep.
But 1 underneath it. So now I'm 1 out of 3 to get to my Boundless state.
Do they? Oh, right. You said okay. So I need the same 3. How do I?
You need
5.
It's at the bottom. You need 5 of any kind. I need 3, but plus a specific one.
Okay. So
yeah,
I should have probably started putting spirits underneath my Savior. I follow. Okay.
Well, I mean, your deck can turbo it out pretty fast, so it's not the end of the world.
All right.
I will do you a quick favor, I think.
Sure.
I am going to go to combat.
Okay.
Now I'm going to start by taking my Ruby here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to hit this Camilla that has the Rescue Spirit underneath it.
Okay.
So since my power's at 3 and yours is at 1, it would die. However, my Savior's ability benefits the both of us. So its continuous ability here, it says, the first time a form... what is it? First time a form leaves the form zone each turn, any spirits underneath that form are placed on the bottom of the spirit deck instead of the void.
And that affects both sides then? Oh, because
that affects everyone at the table. Correct. Okay. So you would send that to the drop zone, but then the spirit would go to the bottom of the spirit deck.
Okay.
There you go. And then I will go ahead and I'll attack my Savior into your Savior, which when Saviors are damaged, the top card of the spirit deck goes to the void.
Okay. And that's... it goes to the attacker, so you...
Yes.
All right, so that goes right
So
to
I would damage you, and you would be at 1.
I see.
Now I've already done my sacrifice. Yes, I've been testing it a lot.
Okay, good.
It looks good. I I'm going to, excuse me, set down this mysterious card just to mind game you a tad, and I will proceed to the end step.
Okay.
Are you good to take your turn?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
It's all you.
Okay, so I draw one of these. I draw one of these. And I play, I think, I'm going to put one of these down too, because why not? Does this matter which one I put it on, or no? Like, does this only affect what's in front? Okay, so it's not like linear that only affects what's in front of it or anything.
Correct. Yeah, the columns here don't matter.
Okay.
I promised to myself I wouldn't peek, and I peeked. Ugh.
That's okay. Really, it is. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll do that then. I think we're going to sacrifice this.
Sure.
To play this guy.
That's not bad.
And then I think we're going to put one of these down here. Like
Sure.
we did before. And then we're going to sacrifice it. Whoops,
Ooh, you've already done your sacrifice for the turn.
Right.
There's only
one sacrifice per turn.
Only one, yes.
And that's per turn or per act? Per turn, right? Like I cannot sacrifice. Okay, that's
Correct.
fine.
If you sacrifice in your act step 1, you cannot then sacrifice in your act step 2.
And then I will drop a spirit underneath here.
Cool.
Oh,
it's the perfect spirit.
There we go. Now it went on top. Put him up there. Okay, that's the perfect spirit. Yeah. What are the chances?
Yeah.
And then so now I could go to combat, but I don't really want. Oh wait, it goes to the.
This one can't attack. This Emerald Defender here.
Attack. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I can't do anything anyways.
He says it on there.
Yep, he says it's the first thing I read. So you'd think I'd remember that. Yeah, for anyone who's watching, I'm probably the best person to watch learning because I forget everything. So it's repeated many, many times throughout it. You could join this video at any point in time, and you'll be brought up to speed. Then, right, I can do this act again, right? Do I lose if I deck out as well, or no? Is that
yes. So the win conditions are, if a player gets to 7 spirits in their void, they would lose. But also if any player can't draw from their main deck. So if I could not draw from my main deck for my draw step, I would also lose.
Now I have 2 of these in here, right? 2 Acumen forms. Yes, because I sacrificed one and you sent one there. Okay, so the next time, during Act 1 stuff, no, not that one. It was
it was the Act 2 cards. But you would choose to do your combat step first because you would probably not want to skip over that.
Yeah, no. So I want to go to combat step.
Yep. You're gonna hit Savior into Savior?
I guess I probably should, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Let's do that.
Oh, you didn't see that.
I saw nothing.
Okay. So here's a little sad lesson. This is the worst spirit to hit the void because it cannot leave.
Oh.
Yeah. It says continuous. This spirit cannot leave the void. So I can't rescue it. I can't. If I were to play Aquamaiden, I couldn't put it underneath my Savior.
Right.
Couldn't do none of it. So.
And you.
It's a forever damage.
Right? Including one protect spirit. Sorry, not perfect. I misread that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Protects are the blue ones.
Okay, so you do still have a chance to flip your Savior.
Oh
okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Sorry, just cleaning up the bots that are leaving chat messages here.
No problem. A good note is also strategically learning when to go boundless, because a lot of people when they're first testing out, they're like, yeah, I mean, it's namesake. You'd want to go boundless immediately, right?
Right.
It's you get more power, you get abilities, you get all this cool stuff. But say in this instance, what we've noticed a lot is if say you go boundless, you lose the ability to take spirits from your void and put them underneath.
Oh,
right.
Right.
New abilities. So if you go boundless, but you're at like 6 damage, if I go boundless, you're kind of dead.
Right.
But if you stay bound and you take that spirit underneath, I'd have to have at least 2 attackers to kill you the next turn.
I see.
So I mean, it's a very strategic element. This deck specifically, too, the one that I'm playing, since I need my spirits to go to the bottom, because I will damage myself way too fast if I keep, because my dragons here, they like to go back to the hand.
Okay.
So if they go back to the hand and I'm not bound in my savior zone,
Yep.
the spirits underneath those would go to the void. So I just damage myself every time.
Okay.
And I lose that ability when I go boundless. So it's really about when to go boundless. That's a big thing.
So now, just as an informational thing, at any time I can look at the bound and boundless sides of the cards, and I can even ask you to look at yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious because I didn't know what's hidden information, what's not, so I can at any time flip mine just to see. Oh, right, I don't want to flip it yet, or whatever.
Right.
Just if you don't remember, sort of thing, right? Or especially
Correct,
opponents,
yeah.
as more saviors come into the game, it's going to be a little bit dicey, right?
You want to know what they do, especially if you've
Yep.
never seen them.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I get you. Just as a quick note, if you go boundless, you cannot go back to the bound state. So
Right.
it's a forever thing.
Okay.
You flip it once, that's it. Unless a card says to go back, but
None of that exists yet.
none of that exists yet.
Okay. Always room in game design for more, but as of right now, nothing exists to do that. Okay.
I think on the topic of saviors, I think now's a great time, depending on the viewer count, to show a new savior.
We're at 6, so I think that's yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Can.
Here's my personal favorite. I'm gonna hold it up to my camera, but you can't see it. I just realized that. Just realized you can't see it. All right. Well, in that case,
if you send me a picture in the chat, I might be able to pull it over my
I
picture in the
can
corner.
do that. So I will just grab the file itself. Give me one moment.
So it won't be full screen. Oh no, I can make it full screen. I can do this. I have the power. I think I can do this.
The little engine that could.
Yep. I think it's possible.
Now I gotta find the file. He's here. All right, so I'll send you the boundless side just because it's more fun.
Okay, for sure. That's pretty amazing. I've never done a early preview thing like this, so this is like a first for me. It's first for everyone to see out there and whatnot. That's amazing.
All right, so here he is in all of his glory.
Oh, and the thing is, I can choose to not share this with anyone either and just keep it for myself.
No. Share it.
Of course I will. Let me get a copy of it here and figure out how I can get that into my... Can I just drag it in? Yes, I can. There you are, everyone. You should be able to see it in a moment when the stream catches up. And it's an axolotl?
It's an axolotl.
I think we're sold. Everyone I know loves axolotls right now, so yeah, this was a very good choice.
Yes, he's the boundless savior for, you guessed it, the axolotl archetype. They are Viking axolotls.
Viking axolotls.
They are axolotls. I
love it. I'm in love with it. That is the one I will
around him.
Okay.
All right. It's one of our playtesters' absolute favorites. He will not play anything else.
I do not blame him.
Yeah, no, I don't either. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a very, very cool archetype. If you notice his ability here, you can target one axolotl form in your drop zone and place it underneath him.
Oh.
So there's a special mechanic that goes with that. Stay tuned.
Oh, okay. That's that you're really good at these teasers. Are you in marketing or something as a day job? Because
I suck at marketing.
Oh,
but I appreciate that. Thanks.
Well, you're very good at it in this instance. I'll tell you that.
I'm very excited about this. This is like my little baby. So
I'm going to leave this actually, if you don't mind, up in the corner here, so that people
if you can
see it as they come in. Yeah, that won't get in the way of the gameplay. So there's your first spoiler, people. And,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Thanks, man. Thank you. But back to the game.
Sure.
You did just damage me.
Okay.
You damaged my savior, so you can choose to go to your act step 2 or skip it, but I don't suggest skipping it.
No, I will go to step 2, which is I'm rereading it again. Top 2 cards. If your number of acumen forms in your drop zone is larger than the number, you may place. Okay, so I can pull this out and place it underneath my savior, right? Does that work? No, underneath my.
Yeah, underneath your savior.
Right underneath.
But you would need to send the top 2 of your main deck first.
Oh, right. It's one and then the other. Ooh, but I'm only at 21 cards already. But you can. Oh, I see. Right. I see the problem here now. I'm gonna do it anyways because.
Okay.
Let's do it. Why not? So those two
Sure.
drop into there. It doesn't really matter
Yes.
because I know I've got two of the other one. Or these don't have
Exactly.
to be. I just have to have two in there total, correct?
Well, you have to have more in there than you
Ah,
do spirits in your void. So I mean,
oh,
since there's only one and you have three in there, you're totally fine.
okay. So I can bring
This
this
is
over
what I mean
here.
by the chip damage I was mentioning.
Yep. And then I can take these, drop them on top of there. So this is the only part that's a little bit
Clunky, yeah.
kludgy. Yeah, clunky in Tabletop Simulator. For myself, I'm sure there's someone else out there that can do this, amazingly perfect. But
Fix it up.
yeah, but then again, even in paper would be awkward in the sense of you have to use your hands. If you're not very dexterous, you're not going to be able to do it either. So.
Correct. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Then I pass the turn to you.
All right. Cool. I will start my turn. I'll draw, and I will invoke. Aha!
Uh-oh.
That's what we're looking for. So
That's
I will
terrible poker
immediately.
face. Oh no.
I'm immediately spiritualizing my savior with the one that I need.
Yep. And now you only need one
Oh.
more spirit, which means next turn you could go Boundless.
I could. Do I want to? I don't know.
Right.
Just as those of you watching are aware, coaches do not play. I'm not very good at this game. I love this game with every last bit of my being. I am the biggest advocate for it. However, I am terrible. I am the worst out of my group. So I can teach, I guess. There's that. But anyway, I will sacrifice my level 1
Mhm.
to play our first level 2,
Oh. That's
Sacred
awesome.
Draco Obsidian. I cannot wait to release the lore surrounding Sacred Draco Obsidian. Oh,
Is it better or worse than the one on Soul Snatcher? I guess
to
depends
each his
on the
own.
definition. Yeah. Okay.
To each his own.
For anyone who hasn't seen it,
Um,
I think it's on Instagram. You posted it, right? I think.
Yes, yeah. Every
Yeah.
Friday
Go
we
read up
post
on
the
where
card lore.
Soul Snatcher comes from, and it's it's pretty good.
Gruesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of
very.
scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so I unfortunately don't have any more spirits to spiritualize my things with.
Okay.
So I will just go right to combat.
Mhm.
I'm going to swing my savior into your savior, which
Mhm.
is probably a mistake, but I'll do it anyway.
Yep. Makes me flip one of these guys, right?
Yep.
Whoop, not the whole
Whoops.
deck, just one. And drop it, and it's my
Yep.
Aggress spirit. Okay.
And then I think I'm just gonna peg this Emerald Defender. He's getting a little comfortable over there.
If an opponent's form attacks your savior, you can discard one card, force that form to attack this card instead. Auto, when this card
Right.
is damaged, target up to one card in your opponent's command zone and send it to the drop zone. So it's damaged, so he dies,
Yes.
but I can force
Yes.
you to dispose of this card, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, so
Okay.
I will do so.
Okay.
How did you make it so that you point? Is it
Oh.
just when you click on it?
Nope, you hit the tab key.
Okay,
That's
cool.
that's something I learned only a couple weeks ago. So
Oh, okay,
the
that was
tab
really
key
cool.
is phenomenal. You can put arrows everywhere.
Wow.
I'll stop doing that though because it's kind of childish.
Oh man, I wish I knew that when I was showing the zones. Oh well.
That's okay. Yeah, we can see the mouse hand move over it anyway, so it still indicates the area very well. So that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I did all my combat for the turn, so unfortunately my turn's over. I don't have much else to do. So
So
it's up to you.
And your Act 2 is over as well, right? You're not doing anything with
Yes.
Act 2, right?
Yeah, I'm skipping my act 2, going right to my end step.
So I will draw one from here. Invoke. Okay. And I've got one in there. So I can... What do we got here? Okay, so first thing we will do is play... Oh, you got some big things there that I can't get through.
Weak again. Oh, I'm so naughty. Jeez.
Okay, so we're gonna play this card down because we haven't seen that one yet because the artwork's gorgeous. I mean, we've seen it
Yes.
technically on this side, but whatever.
Yeah,
Artwork's
she's there.
gorgeous. And then we will sacrifice here.
Okay.
Sacrifice the Soul Snatcher. Wow, I can't say that word.
The
To put in,
Snow Satchel.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. I just got to be very careful. The Biana Acumaiden of Sorrow
Yes.
will take her place, and we will spiritualize, or just put the spirit card underneath.
Yep. No, it's spiritualizing. You were right.
Spiritualize the Savior. Okay, then. So that's 3 under there now. I'm
Yeah.
I know you said you don't always want to do it, but I'm getting to that point just so I can see it happen.
Right.
And I cannot do any damage with these, right?
Right. Now, this, I mean, we're playing at a very basic level right now.
Right.
Some of your card effects can activate in the drop zone.
Oh.
So cards that have the ETI, which is the stuff in the brackets, when they say independent in there,
Yeah.
they can be activated independent of being spiritualized.
Oh.
So you have effects you can do in your drop zone to help you speed yourself along a bit.
And 2 or more of an opponent's cards are spiritualized. You can target one spiritualized form that opponent controls. Play this card from your drop zone to your open form zone. Then place one spirit from underneath that form underneath this card, except a perfect spirit. Oh, so I can steal one from you.
Right.
Oh,
You're
yes.
snatching a soul.
Oh, hence the name. Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
So it's not just a clever name. It's actually
No,
functional.
it fits in with the card.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I am playing obviously at a very basic level. There's a lot more depth to it, but at least, yeah. Okay. All right.
So if you read your Sidea there, the one that's on the form zone, she can activate her effect there as well.
Ah. If this card is in a form zone or in the drop zone, you can send the top card of your main deck to the drop zone. If it was a form card, place the top card of your spirit deck underneath your savior and place this card on the bottom of your main deck. This effect cannot be activated during the turn this card was sent to the drop zone. Okay, so this turn, once during your Act 1 step, if I'm still in Act 1, I can send the top card from my main deck to my drop zone and take the top card of my spirit deck and put it underneath.
Correct. If the card you sent was a form.
Oh, then I'm going to take that chance. Why not?
All right.
And it is not a form.
Oh, and you missed it. No.
How did I whiff on that, eh?
It's all right. It happens.
Oh, okay. Well, then. You win some, you lose some. I just tend to lose more than I win.
The luck was not on your side this time.
Nope. But I'm ready to go to combat if you are.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, and I'll get my frustrations out by smacking into yours.
The dragon. Fair enough. Oops. There we go.
Okay, and in my Act 2, I do... I've only got one there. I don't want to play my cards out of here. I'm down to 17 cards. I'm feeling a little low in the deck category, so...
Sure, okay.
I think we'll just skip Act 2 and go right to your turn.
Sounds good. I will draw and invoke. I could go Boundless this turn, but do I want to? No, I don't think I do. Instead, I will spiritualize my obsidian here. Whoops, no. There we go. Now, this is a Protect Spirit. It does actually matter in the case of this card. So, if this form would be sent to the drop zone, send this spirit to the void instead. Which means if this were to be damaged or sent by a card effect or what have you, this would just immediately take its...
Okay.
I cannot stop that from happening.
Okay.
No spirit abilities or savior abilities can stop it from happening, or form abilities or what have you. But this does give it the ability to attack your savior now, because it is spiritualized.
Okay.
So I will hit you twice, if you will allow it. I will go to combat.
So I have a question for you, I think. Hold on, let me see.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you have Akubiden's punishment set down there?
Yes, so it's equal to... Sorry, that's why I didn't read the whole card. Again, you have to read the card, right? If it's equal to... So I can play this now.
Right, yes, and it would send it, but it would get rid of this.
Right, which is... And would your attack still go through then, or no, it can't because the spirit's been removed from it?
Exactly, now it can't, and my damage threshold actually goes up.
Yes, perfect. Then I did the right thing. And then this goes to my drop zone now that I've played that card, right?
Correct. But the cost of playing this card does remove 2 spirits from your savior.
Yes, right, yes.
So you would put 2 from underneath your savior down to the bottom of your spirit deck.
Doesn't matter which 2?
Nope, you could put that perfect back if you want.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm not good, but I'm not terrible at the game. I know to leave the perfect one. Because it's called perfect.
It is called perfect, but it doesn't do anything underneath your
It
savior.
doesn't. Oh, well, that's true, too, actually. I probably should use it for one of my forms, but that's okay. That's okay.
I hope we get to show off the boss monsters of these decks. The boss forms, if you will.
You should be able to...
They're incredible.
No? Yeah, I think you can.
Nope.
Sir. No?
Nope. I took the spirit that I drew for the turn and I put it underneath this. That's why this is still here.
Right. So next turn, maybe.
Right.
Okay, right. Okay.
Maybe if I want to.
Yeah, true. Good point. Yep. Yeah, because you are getting
Um,
high over here, like you said, right? So, okay.
right. So I think what I have to do now, because that does change me up a bit, um, I will play this form, which is Sacred Draco Disciple.
Okay.
Sacred Draco Disciple has an independent ability that I will activate. During my Act Step 1, if it's on a form zone, I can return it to my hand, and this turn I can perform an additional sacrifice.
Oh.
But I can only play Sacred Draco forms the turn I activate it.
Okay.
So I will return it to my hand,
Mm-hmm.
but then I will use it again because I must. Sacrifice it to play a level 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will sacrifice that 1 for my second sacrifice for the turn to play my last level 2. We'll do some cleanup here. uh, I'm going to attack your savior with my savior if you will allow me to go to combat.
Yes, I think I will, because I don't have anything else to play. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to attack your savior into my savior.
Sure.
Or with my savior. So the top card of your spirit deck would go to the void.
And there we go.
Okay. Obsidian is going... Well, this Obsidian is going to hit your Sidea.
Which just sends this over to...
Correct, yeah. And this is going to hit your Biana.
Yep. And those are... Oh, yeah, you're much more than Biana, so Biana's dead.
Okay.
If this card is in your drop zone... Okay, yeah, right. That's none of them have...
Now,
none of these had any effects that going to the drop zone did something.
Right. The Emerald Defender is the only one currently that does something.
Okay. Good.
In terms of Biana's effect, she does have a keyword that I did not mention.
Okay.
She says you can despiritualize one from your savior.
Okay.
So despiritualizing, the same as, or I wouldn't say the same, but similar to spiritualizing. If you're despiritualizing, you take a spirit from underneath something and you put it into the void.
Okay.
That's just despiritualizing, but you would need to do the specified amount in order for it to do its effect. So if it says despiritualize 2, but you're like, meh, I think I'll only do 1, you can't even activate it.
I see.
Doesn't work that way.
So
unless it were to say something like up to.
So if you were near to decking out, and I had plenty of room in my void, I could technically do that a couple turns in a row, and hope to. I can see how this works with this recursion, right? I keep pulling one out, doing that effect. Yeah. It knocks you down. Yeah, just trying to deck you out, almost like a mill deck in a way, to try to mill you out.
There's multiple.
Okay.
Right. There's multiple win conditions that your deck has. Biana also supplements the Boundless sides. One of the Boundless side conditions. So if you were to flip your savior to Boundless side, just to show everybody, she has a continuous ability, Lilith, where if my drop zone contains 15 or more cards, forms I control lose, was it 300 power per amount of spirits in my void?
Oh, okay.
So it would supplement you from not dying very fast.
I see. Okay, and right now you have 5. I see. So I want to try and get as many in there as I can.
Yeah, depending on how you can. Like despiritualizing is 1/2 of a cost.
Yeah, I would imagine that's pretty serious. It's paying a good percentage of your life to get that.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
But if you'll allow it, I'm going to pass my turn off to you. I'll go to Act Step 2 and then just go right down to End Step.
So I will draw and invoke. I think we will now play the Soul Snatcher again, sacrificing it to play another Biana.
Sure.
And then we will drop another spirit under here, because I do want to see that card flip at some point. So
okay.
Now I can't do anything with my 3,000 because I'm just going to get slaughtered. So I will go to 2 to 3. Do I want to? I'm not going to mill myself. I think I'll leave it like that. Go to my combat step.
Okay.
Hit your savior.
Sure. Whoops, that's the wrong key.
And,
all right, I'm at 4. That's bad.
Yeah, that's good for me. What do you mean that's bad? That's great. Depending which side of the table you're on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's really good for you.
Yeah, and then I will skip my act. Well, that was my act 2. What am I saying? Yeah.
No, that was your
combat.
Step.
So now on act 2, I'm going to skip this. I don't want to do the milling myself, and now it'll go to your turn.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to draw, and I will invoke as well. Just so you're aware, you don't necessarily have to do Endariel's effect to get spirits underneath her.
Okay.
Your other things in the drop zone will help you do that as well. So if it seems like it's getting a little slow, it's because mainly in the drop zone. But each time you activate something in the drop zone, my savior has an ability, his Holy Breaker auto. When your opponent activates the effect of a card in their drop zone, draw one.
I see. So you could be filling your
So,
hand while I do something that's
right.
here.
While you do something beneficial for you. However, it's only once. So if you were to do multiple things in the drop zone, I'd only give a draw. That would be kind of broken. So thankfully, I pulled this rescue spirit for my turn. So I'm going to put it underneath and not die just as quick yet. I think I'll leave it at that. I'm going to go with combat.
Sure.
My savior's going to hit your savior.
Okay. I will drop that
And
spirit.
now,
I'm at 3.
the first rescue of this video, I will attack your savior with my obsidian.
Okay.
And when he damages your savior, I get to pull one from my void back to my hand.
Oh,
I will
nice.
pull this other rescue spirit.
Okay.
And the same deal as if, so when your savior's damaged, the top.
The top one goes there.
Right. And that's it. I'm going to pass my turn off to you.
Okay, so I'm going to draw. Now, so this Soul Snatcher that can steal your soul, you have to have 2 things.
Shoot! Yes, yeah, I totally forgot that was even in there.
But you need to have 2 of them spiritualized, and they're not, right? Like, this is only one spiritualized. This doesn't count as spiritualized.
No, this does.
Oh,
so it's
does.
I think you have 2 cards that are spiritualized, yeah.
Oh, so I can use this then.
Unfortunately.
All right, so I will use that. So that brings
Sure thing.
the Soul Snatcher into here.
So I'll give that to you.
Awesome, and that goes anywhere I want, right? Or does it goes under?
It has to go under this, yeah.
Okay.
Now, fun fact.
Yeah.
You should. Can you rotate this?
Yep, I'll rotate it.
Yeah.
There we go.
If you were to sacrifice this Soul Snatcher for a level 1 from your hand, I will not get that spirit back.
Oh, it stays there.
Because in the sacrifice mechanics, if you were to sacrifice this and put a level 1, it inherits that spirit's ability. So
right, okay.
Soul Snatcher does have a secondary effect where if he's used, he gets sent to the bottom of the controller of the targeted form. So like since I control the targeted form, I would get to rescue 1. But that's because if you didn't sacrifice it, this would go to my void, and
Yep, I see.
just to balance it out. But it's a nice little tech.
I see. Okay. Place one spirit. Okay. During the end stage of your cards, play its own. This card in the bottom of the main deck, then the controller to target form. So this turn, this card is played by its effect. I see. Okay. Then I am going to add this to my.
Very nice. Okay.
Thing. Move it up.
We're getting up there.
Yeah, I'm getting closer, and yeah, too low there to do anything. Too low here, obviously, to do anything. I think we're just gonna smack your dragon.
Sure. Which one?
Good point. The colorful one.
Yes, the rainbow one.
The one with 5,000 power.
Oh yeah, that one too. I get it. Okay.
Okay, and then I would go to my Act 2, which I do not have anything I want to do in my Act 2, so I pass the turn to you.
Sounds good. Let's do the things. Draw and invoke. All right, now I'm in a pickle. Now I've got 2 spirits in my hand, thankfully.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also, this was supposed to go to the bottom of your main deck during your end step.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was brought back. So,
yep.
Because my savior's bound, this would go underneath my spirit deck. How do I? Am I doing something wrong here?
What are you trying to do? Turn it around, or?
Yeah. Do I have to?
No.
I guess. Fine. No, it'll just snap it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It should, and if not, once you pull it out, it should, in your hand, turn around the proper way.
Okay, cool. All right, I think I have to do it this way, which is very unfortunate.
Soul Snatcher, I'm supposed to use it to upgrade it to keep that spirit alive underneath me for as long as possible. I understand how that works.
Yes, or you can use it to just win the game sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to spiritualize the both of these.
Oh, okay.
And buddy, I think it's the end of the game.
I think it is now because I should have probably milled myself and
yeah, just to rescue one
back. Yeah, because you're gonna.
We didn't even get to go boundless.
Wait, 1, 2,
3.
And then this 3. Yep.
All right. So I'll.
Yeah, let's play that out. So 1,
2,
2, and
and
3.
then 3. Yep.
Yep.
See, coaches don't play, but sometimes they win.
Yep. Sometimes they win.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, even though I lost, that was a lot of fun. I really
I'm
enjoyed
glad
it.
you liked it. I'm glad you liked
It
it.
was I actually really like the I don't want to say lack of resource, but there's not a lot of resource management. There is once it's on the field, but
Right.
it's not like I can get resource screwed. I don't miss out on a resource, which is good.
Exactly. Exactly. I never really was a fan of, getting
Right.
mana, after,
Yep. Yep.
stuff like that in certain other games. And
Yep.
it was, I mean, there's some games coming out now that have amazing resource systems, very, very well balanced. And I'm very confident that this is one of them.
Well, and
Um,
the other thing is, it's not as simple as like I just from my own personal opinion, I don't like
mhm.
the Hearthstone style where you just get an extra resource every turn that build,
Right,
and
right.
I don't like that either. So
It's
far, I
too
like this
easy.
one. Yeah, it is. You just know, hey, I'm going to have 5 on turn 5 or more
Exactly.
if
I'll
you
just
have a
keep
bonus
this.
card, right? Like it just.
Yep, yep.
I don't like that. I don't like the mana screwed. I don't like those things. This seems great. There's another one that I won't mention because it's coming out right now, and I don't. It's kind of competition for you that has a great resource system.
That's okay. Yeah.
And there's what's that? Digimon has a great one too. That one I can
I
mention because
love
they're in a different world, but
right.
I love that
Digimon
one.
is my
Yeah,
favorite TCG outside of Boundless. I love that game.
I've only played it a couple times just in passing, and just that little chain battle thing is
Yeah,
really
very
good.
important.
Up until this and that other game that I'm not going to mention, I thought that was the best resource system. I go, this is the best out there. Every game should take this Digimon system. Now that I've seen this and that other one, those are the two I think that are, if
Wow,
not better than it, pretty darn close. So it'd
I
be nice to see
appreciate that.
how those turn out because this is like you said, it's like Pokemon Energy, but you don't miss it. You don't not hit
Right.
it. You
You
have the
don't
energy to
like
use.
need two of them, or you
Right,
don't need a
right.
specific one, unless you're my savior. But we won't talk about that.
Right, but you can
Uh,
still win the game like you did without going boundless, right? Like you
right,
can,
right,
and I'm sure some of the as the game grows, some of the tactics and metas will be to almost like a pauper style. Never go boundless. You're never going to do
mhm,
it. The whole point of this is to stay low to the ground, go wide, go fast, sort of thing, or whatever, right? That
right.
sort of a thing.
Choosing your what I love about having the alternate sides, you choose the way you want to play your cards. It's
Yep,
not so much like the deck only does this. The deck can do this
yep.
branch and that branch, and I can choose whether my playstyle fits this one or that one, or even an alternate that nobody's thought of yet. Like that's kind of my whole game plan here.
Well, even just in this deck, from this little bit, this cursory explanation to me, it is a ramping to get my savior unbound. It steals things from you. It accelerates you. Like it's got 3 or 4 different play styles that I could pull from, whichever way I
Right.
choose to do it, or all 3 if I want to. Right? That's pretty
Exactly.
good. How long have you been
And
working
maybe
on Boundless? Like when did you start developing this sort of thing?
um see, it's this is gonna sound so stupid. Um, this game was nothing but a concept in September of 2020.
Really?
September of 2021, it was like this. I was laying in
Wow.
bed and I'm like, I'm gonna make a card game. Just gonna do it. And I got on the phone. I started making some deals. I started working on some things. I met Mark. I did all these different things. Um, it was a very sped up process. And this Kickstarter is doing as well as it has.
Yep.
To the moon, all I say.
Yep.
Uh, I'm just overexcited for a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's been, I wouldn't say it's been a long time coming, but it sure has hell felt like it.
Well, I must say it feels like there's been more time into this game than that. Like just the way it plays out. I mean, I know that these are just 2 starter decks right now, but it feels like there's more development into it, or at least more thought, which I guess plays into the whatever experience you had before playing games. Obviously, has led to
Right,
this,
right.
obviously. But
And I played
yeah.
all the games. I mean, I played far out games that I'm sure many haven't even heard of.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
that I probably will never play again because there's a reason they failed. But
Right. Right.
yeah, I really enjoy trading card games, and I enjoy the mechanics, and I enjoy the force of mental energy. Like you feel it.
Yep.
I'm gonna lose. I got to
Yep.
do something, or
Yep.
I'm burnt. I've been doing this all day. I can't think straight. Uh,
Yep.
it really is taxing, but it's also extremely fun to the point where you don't even remember you're doing it. So I'm trying to tap into that.
I like this style. I was talking to someone earlier about how I like the slightly different approach everything's taking. It's not just a clone of the big two or three of play your resource, play your card, make it do its thing. It's a little bit different. It's something different. You've got the void. Right. Others have their well, like Digimon has its security checks, things like that. Like, it's just a little bit of a different way. Like, ultimately, the only thing you need in this game besides the cards are a dice to pick who goes first. And you can even do that paper, rock, scissors. So you really only need 2 decks. And more and more, maybe it's just an age thing that as I realize I don't have a lot of time to spread out 13 different things, like playing a game of Commander or something where you have to have a whole box of just accessories. I just want to have two packs of cards and say, hey, let's play quick. We got 20 minutes, while the kid's sleeping or while the wife's out or whatever. Let's just get this game done, sort of thing. So I like that. I do like that pick up and playability of it, and it doesn't. I can tell from what it says on the cards that it's a quick and easy. Like, this is the sort of thing that you could teach a Pokemon kid to play quite easily, ignoring half of the in-depth instructions on it, saying just put your card down, make it punch the other guy. If it's bigger, you win. If it's smaller, you lose. And then as they learn more, as they read better, you go, hey, read the card now. Look at the extra stuff you get. You can pull your Soul Snatcher out of your graveyard. Make sure you do it, out of your drop zone. Make sure you do it at this time and all that. It looks like it will grow very easily. And with that Axolotl card you showed off, I mean, that's playing right into every kid, every adult, everyone. They'll all want that.
No. He's probably, him and one other Axolotl are probably my favorite cards in the game. They are just, I wish I could show them. Some people were like, what is your favorite card? And I can't show them. It's like, what the heck? I can't reveal that yet. But this card, the one I showed you, the Axolotl, his name is Magna Carbos. He comes out in Mythic Terrain. So those of you who have pledged to the Kickstarter have gotten that add-on. I did get confirmation, by the way, that those packs will be refilled. So that's interesting. So we will refill those packs for the Kickstarter, and those packs contain Magna Carbos, maybe. It is still a varied thing. Right. You have to pull well. You have to pull the card itself. But, it's available. There's a chance. And there's, I'm sure if you've seen the reel that was posted on the Instagram page.
Yes, I believe I did.
One of the other axolotls was pulled in that pack. Oh. So, yes. So if you guys want to double back on that.
I have to go watch that.
His name is Axolotl Securla. You'll see him. He's a little blue guy. He's spooked. He's hiding behind the mast of a ship. Right. Yeah, so it's very cool.
I love how this guy's cute and creepy at the same time. Like, he looks pissed, but he's also adorable. It's the kind of thing you want to go up and snuggle, but you're like, he looks really angry, right? But I want to go. I want to give it a hug.
right. He does look cuddly, even though he is a little upset. Yep. Yeah. So I have high hopes for this game.
I would if I were you too, because it seems like a lot of fun, and I really hope. When are you launching the TTS to the wider public?
Right. Our goal is to release it on February 26th. So February this 26th. Upcoming Saturday.
Okay. So as of this Saturday, I don't know what time yet, but hopefully sometime early in the morning, people can just hop onto Tabletop Simulator, look it up. It's just the name Boundless TCG, and start playing.
And we'll post the links in all of our social medias and everything, and on our Discord.
And before that, definitely go back to Kickstarter, because every dollar helps get that a little bit further too. And
we want this to reach through the world. We want it to push so far out. Currently, the cards are direct to consumer. We want that in your LGSs. We want that overseas. We want it everywhere. That way, you guys can play wherever you are.
Well, I know I've backed it, so you guys all better jump in there and back it too, because I need someone to play against. I'll have 2 decks, but there's no way I'm giving you my second deck to play. So whoever wants to play against me, go get your own damn deck. Go Kickstarter.
I'm also available too on my free time. I'll play a game.
Perfect.
Testers are kind of busy right now, so we're designing set 2, but we can't really play test with it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. This was great. I had a lot of fun playing it. This is how I need to learn. So, I'm not a visual learner. I'm not an auditory learner. I'm what I call an idiot learner, that I need to be held by the hand and walked through it. Now that I've been walked through it, I know exactly. Hands-on. That's the better way to put it. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to use that now instead of saying idiot. Hands-on works a lot better. I'm very hands-on and tactile. I need to be walked through it. And now that I have, I'm sold. I think it's great. I'm glad I kickstarted it. So
I'm glad you did. Thank you.
I did it based on the artwork, and now I'm glad I did because the gameplay seems to hold up. So that's good. That's really good.
Ceiling is very high, so as long as you practice, we will be playing much higher tier gameplay.
Awesome. So yeah. I can lose against the best then.
Yes.
Okay, that's all that matters. Do you guys have plans? Obviously, you said for the LGS, you have plans to run tournaments at some point, things like that too?
That's the goal. Okay. Yes, that's the goal. We do plan to have a Boundless style instead of a block style.
Okay.
So we will be, all card pools will be open, however, some will be banned and limited and what have you, depending on what the meta shapes up to be.
Okay, that sounds good.
In terms of distribution, like I said, it's just direct to consumer right now. We are working on getting the Kickstarter to have a tier specific to retailers, so be on the lookout for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know.
That's good. No, and I know a lot of retailers do like that. They do look forward. Like, there's a lot of retailers that jump onto the Kickstarter market now. So as soon as you get that up, spam all your socials with it and get people involved because they will.
For sure.
Everyone's looking for something new and exciting they can bring into their LGS, I think. And
I hope so, because it's been the big three for quite a while.
People are really getting tired of it. Like I did. I'll admit it. I went and bought some Neon Dynasty because I'm just that way inclined, but I have no interest in playing any of those cards. I just bought them because they look cool. Pretty. Yeah, that's really the only reason. Whereas this and a couple other games I'm not going to mention right now because we're talking about this game, I want to play them. And I want to play them over and over and over again. And I want to keep playing them once my LGS opens back up because mine is closed right now for all the stuff going around. Yeah,
that feels terrible.
Yeah, but once it opens back up, I will get to paper play, and that's why I need things like this Tabletop Simulator so I can play it through things like this. This is great. I'm glad you guys are doing this.
Is a great segue. Thank you, Jeff, for making a 4-player.
Oh.
4 players. So this game is designed to play with more than just another person. It is designed to play with 6, 9, 12, ungodly amounts of people. You would not want to go that high, but you could if you wanted to. So Jeff has made a 4-player TTS mod for the game. Yeah, he's bringing it up right now. Nice.
There you go.
For those of you who want to learn as a group, you are welcome to do so here. Each player is just another one to be on the lookout for. So especially when there's new saviors being injected, new decks, new play styles, all that kind of stuff. So just as long as it's your play group and you're having fun, the 2 decks right now is probably enough.
And you could play this as 3-player too?
Exactly, yes. Okay. You don't have to utilize the 4th table. You could play with 3 people.
Okay.
Playing with 1 might be difficult, but not impossible.
I'm sure there's a solitaire version of it that you can develop. It's just a matter of time.
No, I was doing it when I was testing the mod, so.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's goldfishing, they call it, or whatever, right?
Right. So, I would flip the cards in my hand that weren't in that player's hand the other way, and I just look at what I had. It is time-consuming, though, so if you're going to do it that way, make sure you have a good solid block of time.
No, that's awesome. That's I'm glad I was able to help you guys with that, and I'm glad you were able to show me how to play this because I think it deserves. I was telling someone earlier today that I love an underdog. I always fight for the underdog. Back in the late '90s, when every TCG was coming, or everyone was trying to copy Magic and come out with TCGs, I bought everything but Magic cards. It's also why I'm a bit of an idiot because I could have been talking to you from the Cayman Islands right now if I had picked up a bunch of Lotuses and sold them now. But
right. But
aside from that,
be honest,
I bought all the underdogs. And so now I'm looking at this and other TCGs on Kickstarter, and I want to call them the underdogs, but you're really only the underdogs because you don't have their marketing dollars. The games themselves are not underdog games. Like, this is a lot of fun to play. The artwork is second to none. The gameplay is phenomenal. And it's good to see those 2 marry because oftentimes you don't see that, right? You either got artwork or you got gameplay. You don't have the 2 meshing together. And for such a short run up to this that you were talking about, I'm even more impressed that it plays as well and as smoothly as it does. That's really good.
I'm happy to hear that. It's very refreshing to hear other people say that this creation is worthwhile. It's worth their time. Yeah. Speaks volumes. So
yeah, it really does. It looks like a lot of fun, and I know a couple couple people I know on socials also can't wait to get stuff in their hands to play. They were asking when it would happen, and I had to keep my mouth shut and say, "Don't worry, maybe we can play it on TTS at some point soon. You know, until the paper comes." So,
thanks for the secrecy there.
Yeah, no problem at all. So as this coming Saturday, so a week today,
Yes.
people will
February
be able to play
26th.
this. February 26th, people will be able to play this on Tabletop Simulator. In the interim, if they have any questions, they can follow you on your socials. You guys are Boundless
Correct.
TCG on Instagram.
Yes, we're Boundless TCG on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook as well,
Okay.
at Boundless TCG. You can find us on Twitter. Unfortunately, Boundless TCG was taken, so we're official BTCG
Okay.
on Twitter. We are also very active in our Discord, so
Yep.
you can find our Discord in the Linktree link that's in our Instagram bio. So I would suggest following that first. We do a lot of cool things in the Discord. We're gonna start doing card reveals.
Oh, beautiful.
We're going to start doing that. We're working on a Patreon. We've got a whole bunch of things going behind the scenes right now. So I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. So
You're working a little bit on everything, but nothing's guaranteed. That's the
exactly,
best way
exactly.
to play.
There's a lot going on.
I'll be in line for that Patreon for sure. So be
Awesome.
sure to put that everywhere so I know about it, because I love that.
I'll make sure everyone knows that we've got at least one.
Yeah, you've got one. You better do it. You've got one person willing to give you money.
It'd be a shame if we didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. This
All
has
right.
been great. Is there anything else you want to tell people about the game? I guess not. I guess just go to the Kickstarter, follow on the
Right.
socials. If you're not sold on it, this is something I've learned recently. If you're not sold on the game, just from this and from whatever, just look into it more. Go to the Instagram, look at the stuff on there that they posted. Go to the Discord, engage in a conversation with the people that have created it and the fans of it there, and find out why you should be sold on it.
Right.
Because in all fairness, money is
feeling.
hard to come by, right? So yes, you
Yes.
do what you do with your money, but look at it and find out why maybe it is something good to go into.
I have a feeling that if you guys, whoever is not completely sold yet, go and take a look on our Instagrams, go and take a look on our Discord, try to play the game on the TTS mod when it releases. You will find something that you enjoy. There will be something in this game that you will like. I can personally guarantee it.
Yeah, 100%. I playing it is more fun than looking at the artwork, which says a lot and speaks volumes, because I think the artwork's pretty damn good. So
Right.
yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. That's great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. This is awesome. This is really good. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
well,
very much.
no, of course. Thank you. Thank you for all the work you've done on the TTS mod. Thank you for hosting. This is
no
incredible.
No
Having
problem.
this kind of outlet is nothing to shake a stick at. So
Well, and maybe until things are in people's hands and you can run proper tournaments, you can always run a TTS tournament virtually at some
Right,
point or
right.
something. So
that's also in the works. We're going to try to do
awesome.
more tables in our. No, I mean,
I'll keep
thank you
quiet
for
then.
bringing it up. No. I should have said that. I'm glad you brought it up.
awesome.
But yeah, we're going to work closer into our Discord to get small tournaments running, small giveaways, prize support, stuff
Beautiful.
for that. So
That'll be awesome. That'll be
Yeah.
great. Really, really good. Awesome.
Right.
Good. I wish nothing but good luck for you guys, and keep up the good work. I can't wait to see
Thank you.
more cards. I can't wait to see more reveals. I can't wait to see a full set come out. Like, that's going to be
We
great.
can't wait to show you. So
Good. It's always fun when the creators are just as excited as the players, or more so even,
Right.
because that passion keeps you going for a long time, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great.
All right.
I've been
Well-
totally ignoring our chat too. We have a great chat here of
Oh my goodness,
people
no.
talking. So, I missed all this.
Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry if we missed any of your questions.
Let's see, fantastic art. Well, hello there. So there's no sideboard. There's no sideboard then, I guess. Sorry, that was one question. I missed that. There's no sideboard.
Yes, no, there is no current sideboard.
Okay.
We don't really have plans for it in the future, but if it turns out that we need it, of course we'll implement it.
Is power considered attack and defense? Yes, right. The power is
Yes, the power is, if you were to equate it to another game, it would be like the attack and defense.
Okay. Oh, Samuel answered that already. The axolotl, Volixto liked. I think I'm saying your name wrong. Sorry.
Velixto.
Volixto. Better than
Yeah.
the void. Okay, that was, I guess, during a play. Samuel says better than going to the void. Sounds awesome. Great game. Thanks for the live. I look forward to playing this next week. Awesome. I hope you guys have a great time
Yes.
playing it. Thank you so much for your time, because I know we're all busy people.
Oh,
And,
of course.
I
Thank
hope,
you for yours as well.
Oh, no problem. I hope for many more games of this in the future.
Yeah, I hope to play more with you guys too.
Perfect.
You know,
Thank
with
everyone
you,
for-
with anyone in the chat, with anyone in the future. You would be the first ones that I would love to play against. So
So you heard it. Just send him a direct message, and he'll be forced
Right.
to play with you at all times of the day and night. He admitted to it. He just said, I think that's what I interpreted it as.
Um,
I'm totally kidding. Be respectful. We all have lives to lead. This is just our fun hobbies on the
my
side,
plate.
right?
So as much as I wish I played the game more than I worked on it, but that's just not the case. So
No,
I
thank
have a
you.
lot of work to do. So I mean, I would love to play with you in my off time. I'll let you know when I can.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
thanks for hosting again.
Of course.
This was great. I'm glad everyone was very excited. Will there be an Ignistag deck? I can't say no, but I can't say yes. So
a very
I'll take that with what you
maybe.
will. Yeah, it's a very, very strong maybe.
That's awesome.
But I think at that, I think we should probably end it because I might have a flabber mouth.
Yeah, you're gonna let something slide you shouldn't. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like and follow. I'll do my own pitch for myself. I'm doing a small giveaway from another TCG that will remain nameless. So follow and look at one of my old videos for that. Maybe one day as I get some product from here, I'll be able to do some giveaways for them as well. And just make sure you follow Boundless because without them, we wouldn't be here doing this right now. So follow them, fall in love with them, and then give them a bunch of money. Okay? Thank you all very much. Take it easy, and we'll see you later.